Hey people, Dark here. Welcome to my Let's Play series of Valheim. Pretty close to running out of wood. But as you can see, the floor plan coming together of the first section of building I'm going to be putting together. That's 3. Technically 4, I guess, including there. I tend to build the doors last because they can mess up the alignment you've got in a structure. It's the same when you're working with cool wood. If you build from different directions and you're using cool wood and your standard building material, standard building blocks and supports, then the edges won't quite line up and you'll see like this little couple of millimeter shift whenever you're trying to clip things together, and just ends up looking trash. Like this here, where the two buildings are merging onto each other, it's best to just get rid of all of this. Save the heartache later. And I'll build from this side just in case that side's kind of... No, it's all fine. Messed up. So, that's the general structure. For now, I'll sleep over here. It needs a roof, of course it does. This is all temporary. Is that enough? Yeah. Just because I'm going to run out of wood very soon, and I tend to prefer each floor being too high. You can go and build like a proper little dwarf hut and live like this, but pretty painful trying to look through the floors. Yeah, see, we're running out of wood now. Alright. Time to head out again. Shit. This whole row will probably be different kinds of stone. Go out, collect some food and wood. There's that structure on the hill I still need to demolish. Oh, there's quite a few necks over here. This is nice. Don't go away. Sometimes they get in the water and take off, and you're pretty much screwed trying to follow them. At least early on, where you've got no stamina. They just swim across to the other side of the river or whatever. Or the shoreline. And you're left trying to keep up. So that's the Black Forest over there. I obviously don't want to go over there right now. Not really equipped for it. Big. Oh, so close. He's gonna get away though. Big. Few more necks here. Oh, nearly had that fish. Don't think I could even cook it without the cauldron though. Nice. Nice looking meat. Might as well use the wood while I'm here. So initially this will look like a big box, or a big barn, but I will modify it so it actually looks kind of nice. Probably should mark this base on the map as well. I'll get you next time, mate. Yeah, this is what we're talking about here. The next go swimming out into the water. Basically can't get to them. You see these stones laid out like this? There's going to be a chest in one of these sections. Little bastards. Look at this. Little lean-to. Oh, oh, the bees. Not the bees. It's getting dark already. Where you going? Let's head back in. Well, we'll work out what kind of angle I need to go on there. I'll be 26 looking at that. Hammer's a bit great. Definitely need core wood. This is gonna have to be a short roof for now. And the roof's gonna change quite a bit once I get to the Iron Age. Could always have that stick out a little bit here. It's limited by resources. Better repair this hammer. Yeah, big. Oh, he's getting too far away. Yeah, big. Oh, unfortunate. Well, we had a real long stretch without any rain, which was quite lucky. But of course, we haven't finished the roof, and this rain is going to damage the floorboards. It's going to damage anything that doesn't have a proper roof or a roof, but we're sort of at that stage, so it's no big deal. Only difficulty is you can't really tell what the time is. Alright, time to head back. Probably pretty close to my time. How much damage has this taken? Well, that's the outside walls. Let's look at the floor. Not a great deal. They must have reduced that. Pretty certain when the game was first on early access, it really brutalized you when it rained. Damn you. This is only 3 blocks out. Probably going to change that because everywhere else is 2. Everywhere else is 4. Whereas this one here is 3. Which means I'll have to move those chests as well. But I'll do that at a later date once I've finished this wall and roof. That's 45. Okay, there we go. Yeah. I definitely should try and sleep. Otherwise, enemies are going to show up outside. And I won't be able to sleep. There we go. One of the problems you have in the Black Forest or the swamp is there's constantly enemies around, and you got to maintain like a fenced off area. Be able to sleep. I was going to say, why are those out? Structures change color and furniture depending on how damaged they are, so the fact that the floor doesn't really look that different between what was exposed and what wasn't. Yeah, so that's pretty low wear and tear or weathering on the boards. Is that misaligned? Hard to tell. Yeah, big. Got the jump on him. Just mark that so it can be dismantled. That one there as well. Got him. I'll toss the wood and leave that there. Until I finish the roof of the base, the wood's pretty important. Okay, that was pretty fucked. There we go. Now, how should I go about building these supports? Ah, shit. That is going to come out here eventually. Need to build this chimney. Okay, there we go. I'll take the time to make it all look nice and neat later. Like I said, I just need to get the structure down. For now. Alright, there's our chimney. All sorted. So what to do with this roof here? I'm not really going to have the structural support for another level. And that's not exactly going to work. Is that lined up properly? Yeah, I must have. Alright, this floor is starting to bother me. Out of wood, finally. Okay, well, we're getting there. Oh, I need to repair that hammer, don't I? Can probably make that bow and arrow soon. Oh, I guess that was supposed to be the campfire that they had going. It's about time to head back. Okay, so while I was recording, a driver updated for my microphone or something, and it basically switched the OBS mic over to default. So from now on, there's going to be a couple of episodes where it's basically me recording and then having to talk over it. So quite annoying, really. It slowed down my editing of videos and releasing it. But anyway, it is what it is. So right now I'm just trying to extend the side of the base out, level everything up. It's pretty standard stuff. I did want to include it though because it is part of the survival game experience. So I sped the timing up, as you would have seen at different moments throughout the episode. But really, the idea I've got for the structure is not really going to be able to achieve it for quite a while. But it's essentially like one of those Japanese castles, or more accurately, the Asian style of like tower, the Lord's Tower or the Emperor Tower. So it's not going to quite look as magnificent as that. But I have seen later on, I haven't got that far myself, I have seen later on that you get like scale roofing. That looks quite mad. So with stone walls and then the scale roofing, I may be able to make the castle look kind of cool by the end of it. But that will take quite a while playing single player. I may also have some of my friends jump in at some point, but that's probably unlikely as well. Seeing as they haven't really recorded anything and might be a bit of a boundary of theirs. I do like what the creators of Valheim have done with their building system, the way it snaps together. It's obviously pretty standard construction method of having the blocks that snap together. But the Viking style that you can create looks really, really good. Like other survival games like post-apocalyptic or, you know, that kind of version, the structures just look ass. Like, here's your scrap fucking wall, and it really looks like a scrap wall. Like it looks just trash. And that's understandable if you're in like a complete survival situation where you're basically just trying to get some sort of barrier between you and zombies or something or other. But it doesn't have to look bad. I don't know how to explain that exactly, but kind of like in Mad Max Fury Road, like where it is post-apocalyptic, but you know, everything's shiny and chrome and it just looks so good, all the vehicles. And what I'm probably more getting at is like the Fallout 4 settlement construction, which I do enjoy doing, but can be a massive pain trying to line walls up, and you're getting clipping issues and that sort of thing. And there's just trash fucking everywhere that you can't get rid of. Like we basically couldn't get some shovels and just like shift some of this shit off the floor and out somewhere else. Like, I know it's probably all fucking, well, everything's irradiated to some degree in that future, but like you honestly could not just fucking shift it. That trash has to be on the floor forever now. So it is what it is, but I feel like it's kind of lazy. I did see there's some mods where you can delete it, but because of how the floor meshing is done, it can fall through the floor once you delete too much trash in an area. But, you know, it is what it is. So obviously a problem at this stage in the game is not having a pickaxe. So Um, the reason why I brought up the Fallout thing is because, like, look at that trash. Look at that fucking dirt in the corner. That's like a Fallout settlement, basically. And that dirt's been there for 200 years. Like, not a single person had, I don't know, OCD cleaning bloody uncontrollable cleaning urge. They couldn't just get a shovel or fucking put their foot on the ground and just scrape the dirt out of the door. But anyway. Basically, I'm extending it out just so it's the even 4 blocks either side from the central pillar. I have some ideas on what I want to do with that central pillar, but I really need stone. Because I would like to have a second story fireplace on the opposite side of the fireplace I've got. With one of the stone hearths, but obviously I need stone. Or I need iron for the stone cutting table, and then stone for the stone hearth. And that's a little ways off. So as I go, everything's starting to look a lot more symmetrical now. Still does look like just a big box, basically, but it is what it is. It'll look much nicer later on. With the editing here, in Subnautica, I find if you jump cut around too much, or this is what I thought personally, is if you jump cut too much from exiting like a habitat to... So say I'm building something in a habitat and then I jump cut and I'm out of the habitat and I'm in the depths somewhere. I thought that might be too much of a scene change sort of thing, so I wanted to have the moments where you exit the habitat, get in the vehicle, and then like sort of fly off. But I just wanted to illustrate that I'd gone out to farm equipment by showing me actually leave. I don't know whether that was necessary to keep in there. It's kind of just, it is what it is. If you're watching by this stage anyway, you probably, my style of editing, I don't imagine bothers you too much. I do feel like my editing has improved a little bit. I kind of don't know whether I have the actual knack for it, but I'm just doing it for fun. I know they're generally funny gaming moments that you have when you're playing with your friends, and essentially really what I wanted to capture. Also, because I do like grinding and then building a large structure, it's kind of like, if you don't record it to show other people, you're sort of on this autistic grind to just build that fucking pyramid. And then you log out of the game and no one sees it, and you've just spent like 20 hours of mining equipment and building a pyramid for nothing. You know, whereas it wasn't too bad for me growing up, because, you know, you got friends and family, like you play with your brothers or sisters or whoever when you're growing up, and they actually have the chance to come and see what you've built. Or if you get together with your friends and you start building a pretty cool castle somewhere in that kind of survival game. So far, from what I've seen of other people's videos, this is the best way to do the stacking of your chests. because it stays symmetrical. It kind of looks like they're set up in drawers in a big storage cabinet, essentially, and it stays nice and neat in rows. Whereas when you start off, if you haven't seen any better way to build these chests, you just throw as many as you can on a shelf, and then by the time you have like 4 rows high, nothing but chests, it gets all that mismatched alignment in it, and it looks bad, and then you can't find which chest you've got to put something in if you're someone new to the group. And there's no room to put signs on. So basically, this is the best version. If you want it to look a little bit neater so that every row has signs, you have to leave the first row blank and just use those little short half walls to cover it off. Or you can even cover up the bottom row with those half walls to create like hidden chests. Not that you'd ever really need to do that, and I think it's such common knowledge that if someone's raiding your base, if you're playing online with PvP, if someone's raiding your base, they're probably going to smash the floorboards or whatever to try and find like a dugout pit in the ground under a floorboard, to find like hidden chests or anything anyway. So I haven't seen what the PvP looks like in this game. I imagine it's pretty much near impossible to stop someone getting into your base. And therefore, it's impossible to stop them from stealing. You know, if you're in that situation. I'm not against griefing though. Some of those videos online are just fucking so funny. Or where you see someone breaking into someone else's base in Rust or something like that, and it's like they use some cheap methods, or you know, they jump up onto a corner and manage to get in through a top window and work their way in from there. And the other guys, when they come in, you know, they've dug out the floor, put a bed down, then put a floor right over the bed, so they face through the bed when they spawn back in. Face straight through the bottom floor. Yeah, they're quite good, but obviously if you've spent a lot of time building something and someone comes in and smashes it, and you kind of weren't really into the whole PvP thing, it's a bit devastating. So right here, I thought I got the low level gear. I'll just see how strong a skeleton is. And after a couple of attacks, I realized I don't want none of that. I think I'm going to wait. I'll come back later. You need the bones for certain upgrades. So that's what I was kind of seeing, whether I could farm some skeletons, but yeah, a bit too early. I personally pretty much never use the sneak when playing multiplayer, because you're just rushing around as a horde, just pillaging all the lands when you're going out hunting and that sort of thing. But yeah, I don't know whether it's really worth sneaking. Like, can you sneak past a mosquito in the plains? Is that a possibility? And I can't exactly see you being able to sneak into a high level area to mine like a resource you shouldn't have access to yet. But yeah, I can't see a point to it. Maybe PvP. Maybe getting your sneak really high is worth it in PvP. So I think at this moment I didn't forget that I put food on there, and I was trying to create coal for a sign for when I finished the chests. But I have such a huge need for wood early game that I can't really spare it to make a whole heap of chests just yet. Thing is, I've got to finish a certain amount of the outside walls on the base. Yeah, and I'm looking at how many trophies I've got. The summon the first boss, Ichthir, or whatever his name is. At this point, I thought it was 3 or 4. But it's actually 2. Is that dirt in the corner of the room bother anyone else, along with the fucking rocks? Pretty damn annoying just to look at it. But it is what it is. No pickaxe, I just got to look at it and suffer. First world Viking problems. Another one of those things, like showing the grinding to chop down down these trees in the survival game. I cut out quite a bit of it, but for every episode I kind of wanted to show like going out hunting and collecting some resources to a certain degree, because that is, you know, essentially a big part of the game is grinding out the resources. I do wish dwarves had a chance of dropping, the blue-eyed dwarves, the grey dwarves, or whatever they're called, had a chance of dropping fine wood, or at least the brute and the shaman. So over time, early on, before you get the bronze axe, you know, you could build like one chair to improve your rest bonus. But by the time you get to that stage anyway, you're pretty much getting copper and tin and getting to the Bronze Age. Maybe have the, yeah, just the blue-eyed, the grey dwarves have a chance to drop in it. So you kind of get a chair before you've got a pickaxe, before you've got a bronze axe. So we're coming up close to the end of the episode here. I believe this would be put on to the end of where the mic cut off. Basically, I finally get a pair of pants on, so I'm like a step towards being civilized now. Not running around bare-ass commando. Getting a bow is a pretty big deal for hunting, so now I'll be able to hunt and farm deer. So I like the method of building these extra buildings to upgrade your workbench and the forge and everything eventually. I really wanted to put the chopping block outside the base, but it's not going to reach depending on where the workbench is. And then so I would rather have it on the right hand side, but it just doesn't seem right to sleep with my head right beside the chopping block. So I'll switch all this around later once I move my bed to the next floor or to a room. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go out and farm a whole heap of deer hide. This is coming up to the end of the episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. What, you still here? Go on, go away then.